Yo, yo, yo. What's up? It's Barbarisi from the BX. Now I'm in Manhattan. I like saying that sometimes. So we know who the new president of the United States is going to be, guys. You know, I don't judge nobody. I don't judge a book by its cover, but I do know he's pro-choice. And the thing going with that is that abortion is murder. And I'm not going to let up on that issue. You know what I'm saying? Everything else about him, you know, hey, look. I don't know yet. You know, I can't judge a book by its cover, but I do know that he condones abortion. And abortion is murder. You see, there was an abortion doctor, and I watched a documentary with him. You know what he said? He said that at first he was just pulling out body parts. This is gonna get gruesome, guys. And I warn anybody who can't hear stuff like this, then don't listen. Because it's hard for me knowing I got a spark right there, knowing I was supposed to be aborted, okay? My blood pressure goes up when I think about this. Oh, Jesus. So the abortion doctor was in practice for many years, right? So he's doing abortion after abortion. He's pulling body part after body part, not questioning, saying, no, it's the woman's right to want a child. What about the child's rights? What about that little tiny baby that has a heartbeat? What about that baby's choice? What choice does it have? Now, he didn't think about that for a long time, nor did he care. He was making a lot of money. It was nothing to him. He just knew that this was the woman's choice to not want the child, and it was his job to take the baby out. Okay. One day he took a baby out, and it was so moving. The baby was clinging on to life, and he seen the baby die right there. On the, you know, where they have the tools and whatnot. On those services, those little trays, you know, where they put the tools and stuff. Where they put the specimens. And he said that it was clinging and moving, looking for the umbilical cord, you know. It couldn't breathe. And he said from then on, he could no longer do this. He said it was a full-formed body, about this big, hands fully developed, spinal cord, heart, head, everything. Just a miniature little thing. No, it's wrong. And that could have been me. And I get emotional because I want you to visualize this. Abortion is wrong. Nobody now, people get raped. Listen, I've been raped a lot of times. My third child from Hunts Point could have been a product of a rape. And that's the God's honest truth. I don't know if it was, but it could have been, because it happened during that time frame. Many things happened to me in that time frame. That is a living being from the time of conception, because they argue the fact, okay, so argue me this, Batman, whoever wants to argue the point. If it's not a living being up to the moment of conception, if it wasn't for that very moment, there'd be no development to the next, bring on a full-formed fetus and or baby, time of birth, out of womb. Right or wrong? We would not be fully formed adults without that very moment of conception. The very moment of conception of life brings on the next stage to another of development for a full-formed human being. In and out of utero. It's murder. And I will stand with that for the rest of my life, and I won't back down. I will stand my ground for the children of this world. As a child who was supposed to be aborted, who was this close. And I'm passionate about it. That is murder. Okay? Now his opinions about, you know, people wanting to, you know, be their own person, that's not for me to judge. Whether or not a person wants to, you know, feel comfortable in their own skin, that's between them and God. That is not for me to judge. But when it comes to a child, especially for a mother scorned as myself, unjustly by a system who robbed me of my 2 children at the age of 21 years old, who led me to the streets of Hunts Point, in which I got pregnant, in which I was raped and kidnapped, and guns and all kinds of shit slashed on my back, choked out. That's why I'm so passionate about it. Because the children need advocacy for real. They need real advocacy, even in utero. And that's why I will live for the rest of my life in shame. That on the streets of Hunts Point, I got high while I was pregnant. But God knows what happened to me. Still guilty though. It doesn't change the fact. I still was getting high while I was pregnant with my 3rd child. Because I was already too far gone and I didn't even know I was pregnant. Doesn't matter. I'm still held accountable for that. I'm still held accountable for my actions. Just like, God forbid, a woman is raped, you know, okay, have the baby and adopt the baby out to a loving family who cannot have children. But you can't kill the child. The child is innocent. Yes, it's understandable the woman does not want to raise the child because they look at the child and might feel resentment. That's understandable, of course, to a point. If it's up to them, they do not want to raise them. Me personally, I wouldn't look at the child like that. Never. I can, if I would, you know, let's say I was raped by a blood family member and I had a child. I would still want to raise that child. I would want nothing to do with the piece of shit who did it. But I would still want to raise my child. Of course, it's my child. It's not the baby's fault. Even if they look just like, but that's just me. Like Barbara Ray says about me and her and a handful of others. We're not cut from the same cloth as most. That's not for everybody. And that is understandable. Let's just hope there's some change. Positive change. Hey, look, like I said, if people like me who have a past, who are doing positive things, can have a voice without being shunned over and over, and without being told false promises, without being used, and it will come to pass, or things will come to light. Oh, I already got my cards in line. And I'll let you guys, excuse me, oh, you in, better out than in, ow. I will let you guys know what I mean by that. In due time. Let the cards fall where they may, for now. Let's see what happens in the future. All I know is that God is protecting my heart. He's protecting Barbara Ray's heart. And God is in control. God's in control. And the children won't suffer in vain. Not on my watch. I will be the vigilante for children. Because God has plans for this one right here. And you guys, I love all of you and I mean that. I appreciate you guys' support and love and prayers. I appreciate that you guys help me listen to go to the doctor, because honestly, if it probably wasn't for you guys persuading me, I probably wouldn't have went. Being honest. All your prayers and advocacy and saying, look, go to the doctor, find out what's going on. You gotta go, you gotta go. That's why I went. It's the truth. Tito's not happy. Ooh, he's not happy at all about this. Very upset. He's not happy. Let's go check on little old Weedy Bee. And one more thing I want to show you. One more thing. Check this out. What's up, Tito Love? Tito's not happy, right, Tito?